Welcome to Tales of Nowhere, a tabletop RPG podcast where we take one cast of characters through multiple games and rule sets to tell one epic story. My name is Spencer, and I play Isaac, a spacefaring con man from the game Stars Without Number.
That's where we are.
That's where we are right now.
I'm Kelsey, and I play Kieran, the Sword of Justice from Mutants and Masterminds.
My name is Alex, and I play Chuck, the Midnight Hondo, and I am from Savage Worlds, specifically Dead Lands. I'm a cowboy.
And my name is Eric. I play Thane Diedrich from the game Shadowrun.
Eric, a.k.a. Waddy.
And last but not least, the most important member of our group,
We're starting over.
absolutely amazing
That's a good one.
GM, Joshua. How you doing, man?
Good.
And with that, we'll turn it over to him, and the Tales of Nowhere podcast can officially
Begin.
Yeah.
So glad
Nice
you picked
one.
that up. Previously on Cafe Nowhere. Previously on Tales of Nowhere, the Tales of Nowhere podcast. Cafe is not a real place. Stop thinking it is. And I'm just starting to realize how complicated this previously on is going to be. So any newcomers, just hold on tight. It's not going to make a lot of sense, but bear with us. Here we go.
We finished our battle,
Yeah.
and Angie
/ Medea.
Mieda.
/ Mieda.
got pissed.
Not Angie / Mieda.
Mieda, who looks just like Angie, took us to a special temple.
At the top of her
Higher
pyramid.
pyramid.
And
yeah.
it was copyright bigger on the inside.
It was larger on the interior.
And there was a big feast laid out for
Mhm.
us.
And a wash bowl. Honor took very good advantage of.
I watched, I knew.
But then we had to fight her.
Right, she was prepping us to kill us. So.
Yeah.
She flashed Thane and I, and we were so stunned we couldn't do anything for a round.
That's technically accurate.
And
We killed her.
Yeah. And then Thene showed up with a big
Late to
With
the
a big old
party.
robot.
robot.
Very late. And then oops, because we stayed there too long, the multiverse started collapsing in on itself.
But it wasn't our fault.
Well, kind of it was our fault because we were vibrating at a different frequency, but we
That's
didn't
true.
know.
We
I
were
mean, we
too
kind of knew.
awesome for
It
the
kind of was
universe.
inevitable anyway.
And
right?
yeah, spoiler, that universe is pretty jacked already.
Yeah.
And it turns out that Medea was just an apparition, a construct of Fortress
Fortress.
Nowhere that really was Angie, part 2. Angie's twin evil sister, Angie.
And she was created to
Angie of
challenge
And
Thene.
Yeah, out of fear. But
And
Thene wasn't up to it.
He was not up to the challenge.
And he let everybody die and screwed his universe a little bit, and it was very sad. But then the giant robot Infinity drilled us back to the cafe.
It was cool.
It was pretty cool.
We never found the Fearsome Five, though.
No, but we have a piece of paper with some stuff written on it that I gave to Copernicus.
Right.
That hopefully has more information. I sent my mom home. I gave her a letter so that she would be able to read it someday.
Basically because Copernicus couldn't handle her being here.
I couldn't really either. Did you see that throne room hotel
That's
lobby
true.
she
It
created?
was really gaudy.
And then we left our hub world of Cafe Nowhere as we prepared to enter another world in our next mission to fix the multiverse from collapsing and dying and exploding.
You have portaled to a place, you materialize in a very busy, futuristic looking place, and when you turned around, there was a window where you could see nothing but stars outside.
Stars without numbers.
Innumerable
No.
stars.
Yeah.
No, I'm yelling at you now. I have developed a pet peeve, just so you guys all know.
Great.
Everybody who did a YouTube video, even when they titled it Stars Without Number, are saying Stars Without Numbers.
Oh, that's annoying. It
It is really annoying because then in my mind, I picture that somebody started numbering the stars and then quit halfway through. So now there are stars without numbers.
and it's just about those. It's a
No,
game about
it's just those ones. The ones with number, F those. This is not about those.
And now we're here in the Stars Without Number, and we're gonna see what this space adventure is like.
I feel the need to give a little bit of background on Stars Without Numbers.
Like it.
I think that'd be a good idea.
Setting.
Starts without.
Number. Damn it.
I guess I should say really quick, just in case you missed the coffee break, this is the Stars Without Number revised edition. We are recording this before the revised edition officially comes out. Kevin Crawford is releasing a new one in, I think, January or February. These episodes should be out and maybe done by the time the system comes out. So this is going to offer a nice preview of those mechanics and how the game works if you're interested in the brand new version of Stars Without Number.
It's really cool because we knew we were going to come here, so we reached out to him and asked if we could use, and he was like totally on board. It's awesome. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin, for giving us permission to use the revised edition rules before they officially come out.
Thank you, Mr. Crawford.
Oh man, I was a little too
I'm like,
informal
like,
there.
Call him by his first
Oh,
name.
yeah.
So, Stars Without Number actually takes place in what is our universe, but in the future.
The year 3200 to be
Yes.
exact.
3200 is when the gameplay, but I am going to take you back to a time before that so we can get some background in the universe and how
Cool.
things came to be.
Jump in Joshua's time ship as we go on a journey through the Stars Without Number timeline.
Do.
Is it like a magic bus?
It's like the Magic,
the
School
magic
Bus.
school bus?
But don't ask what happened to Miss Fritzl.
She became a college professor.
And then she had a kid, and his name was Joshua.
But didn't
And
she?
now my secret's out. In the year 2100, somewhere in there, something is invented called the spike drive. The human race began exploring, because that's what we do. And we use this spike drive, and eventually we discover the first other inhabitable world and start colonizing, but we didn't stop there. We kept going.
But using the spike drive caused some side effects in certain humans, right?
It caused a syndrome called the Dammit.
Metadimensional extravision syndrome, or MES.
It affected the brains of certain people and gave them psionic powers,
like telekinesis,
or
precognition.
telepathy, precognition, even teleportation. When these powers first emerged, they were kind of crazy and out of control. People's brains were getting burned out and going insane, but they finally got a grasp on it, and they started teaching each other how to be better at it. They got so good at these mental powers, a group of psychics who had the teleportation power could get together in what's called a choir, and they would power this thing called a jump gate. The jump gate was even faster than the spike drive. Humans went even farther out into the universe using these jump gates.
Cool.
That was known as the Golden Age. Then something happened called the Scream. Out of the Veil Nebula came this psychic disturbance and pretty much frazzled every brain of every psychic. So they either went insane or just plain died.
Nobody knows what caused it or where exactly it came from.
That nebula.
Yes, but no one knows exactly where or
Oh,
why
okay.
it happened.
Oh.
But it fried all the psychics' brains and just swept over the entire universe.
These choirs of psychics that were running the gates are now dead. That means worlds that were being colonized only because we had these gates are now cut off. Some of these societies on these worlds degraded to a point where they were little better than cavemen. Some just continued to thrive because they were in major systems that had a lot of resources and they still have jump drives.
Yeah, the spike drives still worked.
600 years after that happened is where this takes place.
Wowzers.
Psychics are getting more prevalent, like the ones who survived kept teaching in small pockets, and it grew and grew and grew again. So now psychics are still rare, but a lot more common than, right after the Scream. And society is kind of getting back to a semi-normal thing.
Yes, technology before the Scream actually got pretty crazy. Post-Scream, not so much.
But there are pocket
There
societies
are pocket
where...
societies that are still doing it, and there are worlds where some of it's been abandoned. So there are people who go and scavenge for that kind of tech.
And then the camera pans out, and we were watching a TV the whole time, and we're standing in the visiting room of a space station.
Telling us the history of this world.
Yeah, on a loop.
And yes, you guys are standing in a space station, marveling at the blackness of space with stars all over outside.
Sure.
Probably Hondo more than others, I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's wondering what's going on.
It looks like it's a very busy, almost metropolis-like. People run into places, doing their own thing. There's a tram that's traveling through. People don't really seem to take much notice to you. The Infinitrunk appears as a strongbox, futuristic-looking strongbox by you. Does anyone have anything they need to take out?
I bend over like I'm going to take something, and then I hit my pistol that's still attached to my arm, still attached to my hip, and I realize that I have, stuff in my pockets, and my gun is here, and I'm wearing my same clothes. Everybody knows what I'm wearing. The jacket with W on it, the gray pants, and the boots
With the fur?
with the fur.
Mhm.
The hair's the same, laser pistol's the same, I look exactly like I did in Cafe Nowhere 2 seconds ago.
Kieran reaches into this small strong box and pulls out the sword. It doesn't look like the sword should fit in this box, but it
Yes.
just keeps coming out.
Kieran Mary Poppins a claymore out of, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So I look like a futuristic plague doctor because I am a biopsionic. I'm able to handle diseases and gross things as well.
Yeah, that sounds
So I
gross.
kind of am like a little more covered up, it's kind of black and stuff, and she's got a full mask. It looks like a plague mask modified so that it has some kind of horn looking thing
Cool.
going on, but maybe it's kind of curved back.
You're not
more
going
and
to pull it from the
sleek.
nose.
No. But it is a longer mask, and she realizes as she first gets there that the bottom half is closed, and without even thinking about it, like a muscle memory, she runs her fingers down the side, and the bottom opens up so she can still talk.
Well, then I stick my hand in the trunk What if I want my specific gun? Is that came with though?
That Copernicus made you? Yeah, it's now made out of like root universe vibrational material, so it almost will go anywhere.
So Hondo's gun is the same, but like there are subtle tweaks
Yes.
to what his hat looks like.
I'll let you decide. Do you want to pull your normal hat out of the box, or do you want your hat to translate?
Let's do translating this time. That'd be fun. I have, let's call it greb, which is a brownish gray, pants, and they're very cargo-esque. There's lots of departments.
Compartments.
Compartments! There's lots of pockets in my pants. Zippers and Velcro, but it's like cool, advanced space Velcro.
Yeah. Zippers and
Awesome.
Velcro all the way down.
Yep. Leather boots.
Okay.
Regular jacket. Like
Nice.
It's a pilot's
It's a black,
jacket.
like a
Pilot's-
pilot's
yeah.
jacket.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, cool.
Has rope changed?
Rope is a little bit shinier, and he auto cinches, and it will never come off my head.
So it's like made out of leather still, but it's like maybe some other animal leather that you don't. It's got weird markings on it now.
I also have a gun. Should I pull that out too? Or I have a Fichetti Security 600 pistol.
So Shadowrun is also the future of our Earth, but in his universe there was this awakening of magic. It was very different.
So that gun wouldn't have translated into this universe then.
Yeah, I'll let you pull it out of the box.
Sure, I'll pull it out of the box. Thane is dressed in mechanic overalls with the sleeves rolled up.
Tattoos?
Sure, why not?
Cool.
Handkerchief hanging out of my back pocket. Used to be white, now is black. And I have a wrench that I carry around everywhere.
I'm going to pull one more thing out of the box. I reach in and I pull a single royal tort out.
Yeah.
And I'm going to imagine that the need suitified what I wanted and it's kind of like packaged up. And I'm going to go over to Thane and be like, it was probably really weird for you seeing Thane and, knowing what his end was going to be. So here you go, buddy. And I hand over the packaged tort to him.
Oh, thank you. A 3-day-old tort.
No,
No, just kidding. No, I'm touched.
Hondo.
Shit.
The Infinitrunk disappears, and then the food that we ate back at the cafe starts to take effect. For those that don't know, the Cafe Nowhere dinner menu is something that we are doing on Reddit, where fans have the chance to write in food items that during half of the first episode in every new world we go to, we are transformed either mentally or physically or whatever. It's a side effect that the Infinity Trigger Travel has on us as we leave the cafe. Us, the players, have no idea what each item does. We just get the name of the food. We've never done this before. This is the first time, so it should be interesting. Hondo ate Mom's best muffins. Let's find out what those do.
You become supremely kind, loving, parental, and protective.
That's what I assumed. Honestly, that is exactly what I assumed.
Of Isaac. Now I rolled. You become protective of just one other person in the party. I rolled to see who that person was going to be. I didn't pick Isaac.
Oh my
The dice
God.
picked Isaac.
Hondo, without control, licks his finger and starts matting at Isaac's hair,
For the moment,
matting it down.
I'm way too distracted by taking in everything around us to react yet.
As Kieran is handing the royal tort to you, Thane, you notice that the tiny sandwiches make you feel like a giant. You double in size.
Whoa!
I'm going to limit that so you are not double
Well,
in
control.
size,
Why
but
don't
you
you-
are at least 1.5 feet taller than everyone else. now.
7.5 feet.
You are a tall woman.
When did you get so small?
She would have appeared that size, but you're only noticing now. Isaac,
Yeah. What did I eat?
you ate.
So
what did you eat?
excited.
A tall tail
Cocktail.
cocktail.
That's so fun.
You see a little elf-like man
Oh my gosh.
giggling and spinning a wheel with straw into gold.
Does anybody else see Rumpelstiltskin over here?
Do we see him?
You don't see anything.
Dear, I don't see nothing.
How you feeling?
I think you're saying things.
Hondo, what the hell are you doing to my hair?
All right, shush up now.
Wait, Thane ate the muffin, right? What does that make him?
You are now a quiet talker. Everything you say is in a whisper that's very hard for others to hear.
I reach down and I grab Isaac's hand, lift it up, and hit the button on the TST. I was like, Copernicus, what the hell's going on?
And Hondo's now like fixing his hair like this. And for the listeners, I'm putting my hands in the air and yeah.
Who is this, please?
This is Kieran, and I'm huge, and there's a lot not okay right now.
Well, I mean, there was always a chance, but I didn't think it would happen. But
Mr. Copernicus, things are different. I can't stop being nice.
Hondo, knock it off. You're creeping me out, man.
I can't stop.
Isaac, I thought we sent your mother home.
I know, right?
And Hondo is now pulling his shirt down to like get nice and tight.
So, cafe nowhere is a dimension of creation. Things you take from the cafe, such as food, can have different effects when added to a different universe.
Copernicus, I'm huge.
She is rather massive, dear, right, Thane?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Really, yeah.
What was that?
Is Ten
Guys.
talking?
Thane, we asked you a question, buddy.
Guys, I'm yelling right now. I cannot go any louder. Guys, what the
Isaac.
hell is going on?
Yeah, what's up?
It should be temporary effect. That's
How,
why...
how temporary. There's a frickin' elf right below me spinning a wheel of gold, man.
Actually, he's gone now.
He just disappeared.
Just hold on and enjoy ride.
Guys, what kind of trip are we on?
So, is there anything else you need from me?
How to fix this?
He's just going to have to run its course.
Well, oh shit.
I can't move my torso. My shirt's so tight.
Did you put him down?
Oh, yes, I guess I do.
Thank you.
I kind of put a hand on Hondo and kind of like push you away from Isaac.
All right. Thanks, dear. I don't know what's going on.
No one gets between me and my babies!
So, the space station is just a bustle with people who don't really seem to be paying much attention to you guys. To them, you're just another person.
Let me
here,
ask you a
but
question,
there's-
Joshua. Are we the weirdest ones currently that you
No.
can see?
So there are some aliens, robots.
Is anyone thirsty? I didn't bring any water. I'll go get some drinks for everyone, all right?
Do you actually go off?
I go off to get drinks.
I don't know if this is better or worse than losing one of us in transit. I'm gonna make sure he doesn't get himself into trouble, and I follow Hondo.
In following him, Isaac, you start to recognize some of the station, and you realize you've been here before.
Like this exact place.
This exact station.
I start to kind of breathe a little quicker, and my heart speeds up. Guys, this looks super familiar. I mean, there's no way, right? There's no way. We're in a tree. There's thousands of branches. This can't be. I need to check something really quick. Is there a public use computer terminal anywhere?
Probably yes. A string of them.
Okay, I'm gonna Google myself. I want to try to look at some kind of database of people and see if I can find any results for Wexler, my family, and like the name of my home planet and all that stuff.
Yeah. So you do actually locate. It says you're deceased.
Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, I don't know where you guys are though in relation. To this,
I
so
went to
don't know
the
how
bathroom area, and there are not drinking fountains, I'm assuming. So I go to the bar and ask for 4 waters. 4 waters.
Just an extra
Yeah.
one, just in case, dear.
Right.
So you actually don't find as much information, maybe by design, on you and your family, but you find pretty much what you would expect.
Right,
And,
yeah.
yeah.
Isaac would know what would be on there, but
Right.
it would be enough to confirm. I think I'm home.
Is that even
What?
possible? I thought we.
I know, right? Look here on the monitor. That's me. I mean, I'm dead, but obviously, but I'm not dead, and I'm not a zombie, so I didn't trigger into some kind of dead Isaac that already existed in this universe.
Well, that's nice, dear.
I'm gonna kill him.
Honestly, Hondo's freaking out on the inside, but he can't stop these things from coming out. Thanks, Invictus Potato.
Seriously,
fun.
thank you. It's kind of awesome.
Here, guys, everyone looks really parched.
I
Please
do
stop this from
I
happening.
do it like a shot, and I'm like, this isn't what I need right now.
He thought it was.
It's too early to be drinking, dear.
We're on Galactic Standard Time, man. It's drink o'clock,
Don't call me ma'am.
ma'am.
Ma'am. Damn it!
Hondo, I don't really know how to deal with you right now.
Right, me neither.
Is there any way to find out how, like, where I am? I know where I am.
Yeah, so you remember this is Stella Ring Station. This one is a relatively big and well-known one for gambling and pleasure.
Mhm.
Oh, boy.
So that is the station where apparently Copernicus thought you guys would have the most resources available to you.
Stellar Ring Station.
Is that what it's called?
The Stella Ring Station.
Stella.
Isaac knows that he is in the Themis Tau sector.
Guys, this is the Stella Ring Station. It's basically, Hondo, do you have Las Vegas? Does anybody have Las Vegas?
No, dear.
I know of Vegas.
It's like that, but in space.
Can we get a microphone for this guy?
Alright.
But do you realize what this means? What we are, where we are? This is the last station. I mean, this is the last one that I stopped at in my ship before I died. we could retrace my steps. We could find her. And then I just turn around and start walking. I need to go find somebody with the ship.
Suddenly, all of your past life comes flooding back to you, and things that mattered and were so important that you've kind of had to put on the back burner because of your recent reality hopping.
My situation.
And now those things have become back into play. There are big corporations and governments that run pretty much this sector of space. And there is a resistance group that's a little bit less active, but they do shady dealings. You have contacts in that world. The Stellar Ring Station would be a great place to find those people.
Yes.
We would all know of those things, but we haven't had a trigger to bring those memories back, right?
Right.
I think I run up and get in front of them and stop them and go, whoa, 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 guys.
What the hell are you saying, man?
I'm sorry. Could you speak in my good ear,
Damn
dear?
it. I'm going to stab you guys.
So I pull out my comm type pad, and then he realizes he has his own.
Yeah, and then I start typing into it.
Data slab is a palm-sized computing device that can unfold into a thin slab. It can perform all kinds of functions.
It's basically a fold-out iPad.
Yeah. So I pull out my fold-out iPad and say, wow, this is just like my iPad.
Do you have to talk closer into it?
Yeah, I do talk to text. You guys are real a-holes.
Slow the F down, please.
I think it should talk.
I think it should too.
I think
Yeah.
it should sound exactly like you.
Cool.
Because it's the future.
So
and
is
we
it
wouldn't have
is it whispering as well?
Like the volume button is permanently
It
stuck.
doesn't go up.
Or it's just way, way, way too loud.
Hey, guys! What do you mean this is your home world? Where are you going? Who's she? You got to explain some
I
stuff.
have these questions too, dear.
I can get a ship. I can get a ship here, and we could go trace the route that we took that ended my life. I blew up protecting my sister. We were on our way into uncharted space. I don't know. I don't know what happened to her after, but I can find her.
Does it matter if we find her, if a giant black hole opens up in the sky?
Well, it matters to me.
Did you already forget about where we just came from?
That taught me if I have a chance to see my loved ones again, I'm sure as hell going to take it. You guys can come with me or not, but I'm going to get a ship.
Sorry, Kieran, you're in our light. We can't see anything. You're like over us.
She has to hunch down to hear the discussion.
Well, from Thane at least.
Especially from Thane.
I step to the sides, a little sad.
I mean, that sucks, man. I bet you have some serious anger and frustration over that. but
Exactly, yeah.
We still have a mission.
Okay,
How do
yeah.
you know you're not taking us completely away from where we're supposed to
Yeah,
be?
great point. Thanks for just dashing my hopes and dreams right up front. Let's do your thing. What do you want to do? What's the mission? Go
I'm
ahead.
not-
Tell me.
I'm not saying we shouldn't do it. I'm just saying if we run off doing that first.
Hondo starts fanning his face and starts to get a little verklempt. Like he's gonna start crying. He's like, "Oh, Isaac, that's true. You have so many things that have happened in here. Your experience has been so terrible.
Not helping right now, Mom.
I know if I went to my
Mom.
home world, I'd want to find my sister too.
You
Wait, you-
both have sisters?
Wait, you lost a sister too?
What?
We're sister brothers?
We have sisters. And Hondo hugs Isaac.
Yeah, we hug each other. He knows what I'm going through.
And
What
Isaac
the
sees
hell?
a unicorn run by.
What the hell? Are you on an acid trip?
Apparently,
This is fantastic.
I whisper to Hondo, you didn't see a unicorn, did you?
I never do know. Are we gaining any attention from randoms?
No, honestly,
Okay.
there's a lot of weirdos in this
The
place.
most normal people here.
Yeah,
And we're hugging and crying in the middle.
right. And people are so engrossed in their gambling and shopping and strip club going. I don't know.
Gotta get to the strip club, 5 o'clock appointment. Can't miss it again.
Hondo lets go of Isaac and just
The hug calms Isaac down a little bit. Now that he's had a second to stop and think.
Okay.
He's like, okay, guys, I'm gonna do this. But either way, we need a ship. There's no way we're gonna save the universe on this space station. I can tell you that right now.
You know, Isaac, one of the last things that Copernicus said before we left is to trust the universe that we are put into. Your desires to find your sister and us being here in a place where you can get the means to do that. Maybe it's not as disconnected as we think.
I just point
Mm.
all the way up at her face and go like, see, she gets it. Yes, listen to her. She's reasonable.
So we're going to trust the guy who's on the acid trip right now.
Wait, what? Talking to your pad there.
Oh, he's so angry right now.
You're going to try and find a ship?
Mm-hmm.
Just lead the way, dear.
Okay, so I know a guy. He's usually stationed here. They call him Mr. Fantastic. He's a little handsy, but he's a good guy, and he can get us what we need. We take the lift up to near the top floor, where the crowds start to thin out a little bit.
The elevator is glass, so as you're going up, you can actually get a aerial view of the gambling floor and the restaurants and hotels below, and there's just a grand amount of people and noise going on down there. But some of the smaller, less expensive stores are up in the higher levels as well. You guys get off on a floor that has a bunch of those, and you come to a corn store.
Corn.
Yes.
Just normal ass corn.
And there's a man there, and he's dressed in a giant corn costume.
Oh my gosh.
And he's like, come for corn and corn and corn. Sorry. Come for corn and corn-related byproducts. It's like, hey, you want some corn?
I'm gonna kill him.
You're a little too corny for my taste.
Oh,
there it is.
That's hilarious
Talk about
and
corn.
terrible.
I bet he never gets that.
But then as he's talking and looking over you, he stops at Isaac. Hey, sir, do you want some corn?
I say to him the key phrase, "No thanks, I'm a bigger fan of potatoes."
Ah, finally. He like pulls off the corn costume and he's like, come on in here.
What?
Let's cut the bullshit.
This guy he does have fresh corn. You can't get it anywhere in the next 2 or 3 systems from here.
It's one of
It
the
doesn't grow.
major exports, yeah.
We should get some corn.
I have corn and corn. Oh, I'm not going to do the spiel again. You want corn? There's some over there. He throws the corn costume behind the counter. Isaac, thought you were dead.
It makes 2 of us. It's good to see you, Mr. Fantastic.
I don't recognize you.
Oh, you can call me Hondo.
These are my friends.
We're friends.
I can't hear that. We've been through what I'll call an ordeal, and we're a little stuck on this station. As much as I love good old Stella Ring, I've got to catch a beat out of here. Our ship's not going to make it out of this station. Do you think you can help me out with maybe a new one?
You know, they've gotten really tight lately. Let me see what I can do. So go ahead and roll to see how willing he is to put his neck on the line getting you a
Okay.
ship.
Skill checks in Stars Without Number are 2d6, and then you add your skill modifier for whatever you're rolling. In this case, I am rolling. I said persuade in my head because we just came from other systems where it's called persuade.
Sure. Yeah.
It's called talk in this one. And then you add your relevant attribute modifier as well, which is kind of cool. Charisma, I would assume.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Most successes are a 6, but then it can be an 8, a 10, a 12, depending on how difficult it's going to be. Well, I got a 9, 10, 11, 12.
All right, so he's like, let me see what I can do. You guys stay here. This group is pretty well connected, this underground organization of the...
So Mr. Fantastic is part of that?
Yes.
Okay.
The Black Pulsar is the name of the
Ooh,
underground
cool.
group. He's like, stay here, and he like stepped into a back room or
Oh,
something.
okay. I would have seen on the computer, but how long has it been since I died?
About the amount of time that you've been at the cafe.
Okay, so a
So
few
time
And
moves like
other
a
worlds.
few
Yeah,
months.
so all the time in the universe seems to be moving, at least in your tree,
Consistent.
a constant pace. As he's gone, you see Rapunzel eating corn. Just Isaac sees this.
Oh.
The rest of you guys are fine.
Just because we're here
Mhm.
and waiting, I reach out and poke her.
Roll a
What?
crap. The food did something that is a D&D world thing that I'm trying to now adapt to Stars Without Number because it doesn't exist in Stars Without Number.
Interesting. Okay.
Roll a notice,
Hmm.
but just know in D&D it would not be a notice.
Okay. So 7.
I'm going to say you succeeded. So even though she looks like she's fully corporeal, you can even smell like the slight hint of flower scent coming from her. Like
Cool.
even when you start pushing on her arm, you feel resistance, like there's something there. But as you investigate further, she just sort of dissipates
Vapors or like bubbles?
like an illusion
Okay.
ending.
Okay.
That makes perfect sense. I just point forward at nothing and say, that makes perfect sense.
I look at what he's
That's what
pointing
all
at.
of you guys see.
And we're like,
Are
what?
you-
What was
Are
that?
you just pointing at the corn?
No, it's no, never mind. Sorry, I'm still a little on edge. I'm not handling this well, being home.
Can I get you anything, dear?
If you could just be Hondo for a sec, that'd be good.
All right. Yeah, that's fine.
Finally, he comes back, Mr. Fantastic. You're in luck, my friend. The Black Pulsar has a pilot, part of our organization that's actually here on the station. So You can meet the captain of a starship.
A starship? What kind of starship?
It's passage. There'll be enough room for all of you, I'm told. So
Let's go meet Captain. Is he your brother?
no, if my brother was on the station, you'd know. He's very handsy.
I shake his hand. I give him the secret black pulsar handshake.
Nice.
And what can you describe
Yeah,
that?
what does it look like?
Yeah. 2 thumbs clockwise, counterclockwise rotate with the opposite arm. Shake up, down, once, twice, rock, paper, scissors. Always left person rock, always right person paper. Kiss on the cheek, done.
Wow.
How do you decide which one's the right person and which one's the left person?
The instigator.
Right? You're on the right. No, wait, that's my right. I just want their secret handshake to always break down into an argument about who's right.
I was here first, so
I was on the
instigated it.
right.
That's part of the handshake.
But we finally settle and then do the handshake.
Yes. It's like, just like old times. Black
You're
Pulsar.
telling me. Never thought I'd have to do that again.
Isaac, one more thing.
Yeah.
And he kind of leans in close to you and he smiles, that kind of funny smile. He's like, just apologize a lot. So you guys go, he tells you kind of to meet them down on the floor.
As we're walking where we're going, Hondo's listing out loud. We're going to need 2 sweaters. We're probably going to need extra pair of socks, extra pair of underwear, guys.
Hondo, listen, journeys in space are a little bit easier than the old West.
Can we gag him?
From somewhere in the casino, you can hear a loud voice say, "Where is he? Where is he?" And so the people are getting pushed to the side. Somebody's thundering towards you, pushing people out of the
Do
way.
I recognize it?
You kind of recognize the voice, female voice.
Oh, no.
Out comes a very stunning but stern-looking African-American, I guess it's not in the future,
Yeah.
Africa-America anymore.
What is she now?
Dark-skinned woman
Right.
with purple hair. "Where is he?" And then she sees you.
Oh, man.
Isaac Wexler.
Oh,
You
hey.
supposed to be dead. I was looking for your grave so I could dance on it. You recognize her as Gemma Alcus.
Okay.
You and her and your sister have actually run cons before, and the last one kind of went south. She kind of accidentally got left behind and ended up taking the fall.
Oh, my God, Gemma, it's been forever.
Mhm.
So much to say. Like, okay, first of all, I point to myself. Not dead.
Oh, I noticed that. Con men, they are the same. They fake their own deaths. I hope you stuck around long enough, though, to see the lack of people who were lining up to avenge you.
Second of all, ow. You changed your hair. It looks great.
Kind of pushes her. You roll a charisma.
Uh-huh.
Charisma talk?
Yeah. That's a 15.
That's good.
Okay. Yeah. So she primps her hair a little bit and accepts the compliment. I'm supposed to believe that you've been alive this whole time, but you ain't been trying to help your sister? I find that hard to believe. You two were thick as thieves. Not that that means anything to you.
I know. Look, listen. I'm sorry. Let me buy you a drink, and we can talk all this out. I have quite the story.
I ain't ready to forgive you yet, but I will take a drink.
Isaac, dear, don't we have a ship to catch?
This is our ride, Hondo. This is our ride, Momdo.
I'm not sure if it's a good idea to get this woman drunk, but okay.
Oh, wait, hold up. Who is this? She looks at Thane.
Thane, defend yourself.
Hey, my name's Thane.
When he's attracted to somebody, he talks real quiet. He's a little embarrassed.
He's really timid.
He can't even
Oh.
control it when he gets
Mm.
like this.
I hate all of you.
You don't even gotta say nothing. Because I know you feel this mutual animal-like attraction between us, but you can't say nothing because your girl right there. And she points at Kieran.
No, there's nothing.
Oh, this ain't your girlfriend?
I put my arm around her.
You put your arm around Gemma.
Gemma. Yeah,
Okay.
me and Gemma are best friends now. I give Isaac a little wink.
I don't need you to buy me a drink. Maybe I'll just step over here in the bar.
We
with,
wander off, and I start talking about omnidirectional demodulators. Because I'm a mechanic, I know shit. about
Right?
this.
You do now.
That's awesome.
Right, I got a whole list of words to use.
Are you at all Are you using it in the correct context?
I assume.
Oh, I could listen to your whisper all day. They have a drink. She's like, Isaac, listen, I know you want to go somewhere, but I ain't finished doing my mission here first. You need to help me out, then I will take you wherever you want to go.
Listen, Gemma, I wronged you, and I'm willing to make up for that. But you got to know that this is about Sarah. We're going after her. We're going to find her.
Oh, you don't know?
What?
Well, Sarah is, I know where she is. She's on, oh crap. I have something.
Joshua!
I don't know how to say it.
What do you mean you don't know how to say it?
It's there's a lot of vowels. Actea. She's on Actea,
Actea? Are you serious?
which everyone knows is a very dreaded penal colony where she is apparently being held. The day you died, she was captured by the government.
I mean, what the hell? How did that jump get messed up so badly? That was into uncharted space. Look, I know you don't know what I'm talking about. I know none of you know what I'm talking about.
His voice raises.
Well, apparently your AI was malfunctioning.
Talmadge?
Your AI was named
How much do you know about this? Where's the ship?
The only person who would know where the ship is Sarah.
All right, well, we got work to do. What do you need help with?
Well, there's an item I need to acquire here on the station, and then once we got it, we can go.
And by go, you mean help us out getting onto the penal colony.
And by Adam, you mean?
I don't know exactly what it is. It's a black box. It's being held by a man named... Damn it.
Is it Sheep Shaver?
No.
It's a black box.
Sheep shaver?
We've already done that.
Shoba Hidalgo.
Black the horse?
What's a horse? Shoba Hidalgo is a very rich man. He runs one of the corporations. Thing is, he's got this black box. Everybody wants their hand on this black box. I don't know what it is, but I've been hired to get it. He always keeps it with him. He'd go everywhere with it. I can't get near it. But he here on the station right now, he enjoy his pleasure time. I'm thinking we can get close with a little bit of, and then get the box.
Yeah, well, what's he into? Skins? Socks? Sprees?
Bananas? Tacos?
Oh, come on, man. That's just dirty.
No,
Flocks?
but,
Shrieks? Mikes?
Squeaks?
Toms?
let's just say he wouldn't be into me or her.
Okay, so we honeypot him. That's fine.
Do you know what's in the box?
No, I don't know what's in the box.
What's in the box?
Everybody want this box. I don't know what's in this box.
What if there's nothing in the box, dear? Honey, this sounds dangerous. I think
Okay.
Danger's what we do, honey.
My point is, I'm the one at this table that has the most experience with the grab and go, as I like to call it.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know. It's kind of what I do.
What do you mean?
Steal stuff all the time. I think. I remember. That was my job
Back home?
back home.
We're learning a lot about each other right now.
Yeah.
All right, now here's the problem. I got in with the guy at the club so I could get you to look like a waiter. But then he got his personal guards. They've been watching this box just as much as he is.
We do this, but I'm going to want to tweak it a bit. I'll do the honeypot. But Hondo's the one that grabs the box. These two will take care of the guards and you'll help him out.
All right.
What's the name of the club called that he's at? There's like 7 on this station.
It's the Stella Lounge.
They're pretty tight on security.
That's what I hear.
I don't think we got to worry about the club security because I got an in with the guy there. But his personal bodyguards, that's the problem. 2 going to wait outside. 1 going to be by the table
The table where he is?
where he will be.
So it's in the club, so it's a little private, but it's a club, so it's not very private.
Yeah. If only we knew what the box looked like, then I could have some sort of decoy.
Once
Oh.
he's here, once he's in the club, in the space station, it doesn't matter if he's in the club. We can spot him, or we can get a decoy of the box ready.
According to my intelligence, he going to be here for a couple of days.
Good, because I could use a frickin' nap. Because Cinderella over there just gave me the come hither look, and I don't trust her.
You guys decide to spend the night?
Yeah,
Which rooms you guys in?
I'm assuming they'll still have something. One of my usuals. I got like 3.
You ain't got a room, do you?
No.
Nope, not at all.
But I'm sure Gemma can get us something. And I definitely make her get my room because I don't want anybody to recognize the fact that I'm supposed to be dead. Although maybe that happens all the time in space, so it might not matter. Anyway, we all get a room.
So you guys go back to your respective rooms on the 5th floor of the Outer Ring. Very nice hotel, very luxurious.
I almost want to say, like, yeah, Momdo goes gambling. She sneaks up while no one can see her. And she
Uh-huh.
goes gambling. For
How
a
many
couple
credits
hours.
do you have?
I have 100.
Are you good at gambling? Are you playing poker? What are you playing?
There's not a skill called gambling.
No.
Hondo would probably 5 card, but Momdo would probably slot.
So the 5-card slot machines.
Yeah, can we
Yeah.
do that?
Those are just luck. There's no real skill to it. We'll play a little game, and if you win, you doubled your money, and if you lose half your money.
Deal.
Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to roll 2d20, but not right away. So I'm going to roll 3d6 and get a number.
Uh-huh.
You have to roll and have one of your dice show below that number, and one of them has to be above that number.
Deal. Okay. I have a 6
Uh-huh.
and a 16.
Oh my gosh, you did it.
Yes!
So you ended up... So you played slots into the night and doubled your credits from 100 to 200.
Woo!
With
Good
a little
job,
cyber cup
Momda.
just filling up with coins.
Oh.
With, yeah,
Gosh, dude.
holographic
Backpack.
virtual coins are falling out into your little cup.
Oh, I love it.
While Momdo's doing that, Isaac goes to his hotel room, and I think he's having some trouble sleeping, tossing and turning in bed. until he decides to open his curtains and let the stars rain down from the sky, figuratively. He looks out at the stars and he's a little more comforted, but before he starts nodding off, he says, "Tomorrow morning, once this heist is over, I'm coming to find you, Sarah. I'm not giving up a chance to see you again, and nothing's gonna get in my way." And then Isaac falls asleep.
You guys sleep the night. Next morning, you all feel refreshed, and all of the effects of the cafe food are over. And you guys meet Gemma downstairs in the lobby.
So I'm now like a foot shorter than last time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
And my clothes are fitting a little looser
So
now.
all she sees is this
Had
person in black with the
extensions.
mask. She's like, "What are you guys having, a convention or something?" "Oh, is that you?"
Yeah, I'm fun size now.
Yeah, experimental armor didn't really work out. It broke, so
yeah.
she's shorter now. The point is he here?
He's just about to come down to the elevator.
Isaac,
Okay.
what are you wearing?
Just a nice, good-fitting suit. Somebody's got to get a shot of the box that he's carrying so that Gemma over here can make a decoy. Once we got the decoy, I'll make sure Big Stud over there gets dragged away, and then you two, Kieran and Thane, take care of the guards. We'll use these, and I hold up the infinity ring, to signal when the swap is complete. And I got a little trick up my sleeve to get me out of that situation. But Hondo's gonna make the swap.
And I can take a picture, guys. I just really want to apologize for last night. I'm not even sure what was going on. It must have been something we ate because
I almost killed you a
You
lot.
did. That's
And I can talk again.
What is going on?
Yes!
You just wake up
This is amazing.
So I do a flyby, take a picture, send it off to Gemma.
Gemma makes the decoy. Hondo makes the official swap. And then once he's done and the guards are taken care of, I will make my way out to meet you at the rendezvous point, which is Gemma's ship.
If there's anything else, we can figure it out on the fly. So we wait in our private little nook in the central lobby of the station until, what's this guy's name? Sharknado? Until that guy makes his presence known.
So you guys see the guy walk by.
What does he look like?
He looks like a very rich man. He's a little bit bigger and rounder. Like he's got really sharp, tailored style,
Fashionable.
very carefully groomed hair. Like he looks really nice. And all of his guards are wearing the same thing. They're all wearing like black suits.
As he's walking by and we see him, we know that this thing is officially started.
I walk away from you guys.
Everyone roll a notice.
2d6 plus our notice and our attributes.
I'm going to say wisdom.
Then I got a 12.
I got a 5,
I got an 11.
so I failed.
7.
Okay, you two,
Dang it.
Hondo and Kieran, you guys noticed that he's wearing some sort of bracelet with lights on it. It's like made out of a shiny, lighter colored metal. And the box, the black box he's carrying with him, has something attached to it that looks like it's made out of the same metal and has a red light on it. Gemma comes over and she's like, "Did you all see that?"
Looks like some sort of electronic tether to me.
"Exactly. It's going to make all kinds of sound if that box gets too far from him. We're going to need to have it hacked."
Hondo bents over to tie his shoe, and he says, "It looks like it might be a proximity alert type thing." And then he's confused why he knows those things.
Well, I can do it. I mean, can we just hack the one that's on his wrist instead of the one on the box? Would that be enough?
I can rig a tag. Somebody's going to have to stick it on one or the other before the hacking.
You got to put it on there and then hack?
If it gets more than 3 yards away from him, it's going to go off.
So the tag is there to grant us access to be able to hack into it.
Exactly.
Guys, I've got mind powers.
Oh, that's true.
Telekinesis.
You can
Just
move
bring
the-
the box to us.
Well, I was thinking more putting the tag on it, but yes, I could rip the box away as soon as it's...
Oh, that's going to be a mad dash and all sorts of alarms going off.
It might be better in this situation to sneak and switch.
But I could probably get the tag on there. That'd be no big deal.
I'm almost untying my shoe, guys. I'm gonna take a picture. Kieran's gonna tag it, and while you're doing your performance, you're gonna hack it.
I love it when a plan comes together. I'm going to go start on the box and the tag.
Thane?
Yep.
Please make sure the guards don't find out.
So Hondo stands up, and we're executing.
Yep.
I do a walk by with my compad underneath my
So you're going to have to do a stealthy type thing.
deal,
What's
like
it
a
called?
sneak.
Sneak.
Is it Dex, Constitution, Strength, and
You're trying to
Intelligence?
snag a picture without anyone noticing. I'm going to call that a dex.
11.
I'm going to roll a notice of the guards. The guards did not notice you doing it.
And I walk by, I just take a picture with my combat.
All right, nice.
And I send that to
Gemma.
Gemma.
And I'm just like sitting on one of the benches reading a futuristic newspaper with one of the corners folded slightly down, and I see Hondo snap the pic. And then with my other hand holding the paper so it's pretty close to my mouth and the infinity ring, I say, looks like phase 1's complete. Shadalgo's heading into the club now.
Gemma has a contact in the restaurant, the manager, and he provided a suit. It's a little tight on you,
Fine.
but you still look okay.
I assume waiters look similar, so I have the bow tie, the penguin suit. So do I look like Patrick Swayze on SNL's Dance Off against Chris Farley?
Yeah, right.
Now it's my turn. Honeypot has a go. And then I leave to go get into position.
She comes back actually pretty quickly with a black box. They knew they were going to have to be making a black box.
Okay, so she's got that, and I'm guessing I'm not there, but Kieran gets the tag.
Do you have to roll something?
So it's up to you. I can do up to 880 pounds with no effort.
How precise are you, though?
It says lift or manipulate, so I think it's actually pretty precise.
Okay. The thing is are people going to notice the tag floating through?
How big is the tag?
Smaller than a postage stamp.
So if you're close enough,
If it's like loosely in my hand and I just telekinetically zip it over, latches on.
I'm going to say you're able to do that. You probably don't have to roll for that. But you might need to roll a stealth to see if you can do it with nobody noticing it.
Or sneak.
A sneak,
Should
not
I
a
be
stealth.
distracting the guards before we do this?
I mean, probably.
Okay.
Is there any wood in here?
Sure. I would say there's like furniture and stuff maybe made of wood.
Okay. Besides just being able to do 880 pounds at level 2, I can punch a human-sized hole in any wooden structure.
Okay.
Human-sized
So,
hole.
Yeah, it's large.
Wow.
So maybe just barely before I send
Mhm.
out the probe, I like kind of behind everybody
Mm-hmm.
smash some like crates or something.
And it's with the express purpose of trying to distract the
Distract
guards?
people, yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll my telekinesis skill to see how well I do this?
But you have to spend points to do that, right?
This is my core ability, and I have the telekinetic mastery, so my core ability does not cost any points to use.
So if there's like crates from off worlds that have been imported full of like alcoholic bottles, you could break one of those.
The bottles of alcoholic beverages is right next to a server bot, and all of the liquid floods onto it, and it starts sparking.
Okay. So you're waiting for a service bot to walk by, and then you're going to blow the things up on him?
Yes.
All right. I like this. So it's going to be precise time. Roll to see if you timed it right.
This one would be my 2d6, my telekinesis, and then my wisdom.
All right. Go
Okay.
for it.
Please be good. So 10.
The guards do turn their heads towards what's going on.
Nice.
So you send the tag. Still roll a stealth because he's got it at his table. The guy does.
It's like a -2 if you don't have a skill in it, right?
I think it's a -1. If you're not trained, then you roll at a -1. So I'll give you a 3 bonus for the distraction you caused. That would be a +2 instead of a -1.
So 5.
I guess this would be opposed.
So
Yeah.
yeah, he would do a notice to see. So he actually did not. I rolled pretty
oh, thank
bad.
goodness.
So he did not notice it happening. It was close though. Like you were trying to do too much at once with your psychic powers, and so it wasn't as smooth as you wanted it to be, but it got the job done.
So meanwhile, if I may, just
Yes.
as I'm getting ready, I've got the suit on with the first few buttons are undone,
Mhm.
and I'm wearing no undershirt, and it fits nice. I stopped by one of the system terminals for the station,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to hack it so that I can remotely trigger a fire alarm on my data pad.
Roll your hacking skill.
It's called Program.
Program.
What did you get?
With all the bonuses, and I'm just assuming that this is an intelligence attribute modifier. So I also have what's called a focus called Hacker, which lets me roll 3d6 instead of 2d6 on a program skill check, and then I
Nice.
take away the lowest die.
Oh, okay.
So the two that I ended up rolling were a 6 and a 3, which is a 9, plus my program and attribute bonuses, so it is an 11.
I think that works because level 10 difficulty is something too difficult to be expected by anyone but a skilled expert, and even they might fail.
Cool.
So I think that definitely would work as a 10 difficulty.
Okay, so I get that up and running on my data pad really quick, and then I head down the elevator to where these guys are waiting.
So she broke a crate of alcohol and she waited for a service robot to be walking by. So it poured onto the service robot who sparked and malfunctioned right there.
I'll take over a little bit and run over there and say, whoa, 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 what the hell's going on here? You. And I point to 3 of the guards and say, I need your help. Do you like your eyeballs? Do you want your eyeballs sucked out of your head? If this thing explodes and this whole space station goes down, everyone's dead. I need your help right now.
Okay, roll a
T
talk.
is for talk. Talk.
Come on,
Talk.
come on.
With charisma.
Talk with charisma. That's a 6.
And
Yeah.
it's opposed. They do not seem persuaded.
What?
Damn
Are
it.
you kidding me?
They've got these sunglasses on that you think might be cyberware as well, but they kind of just look over at you and then they kind of look back. They're like, we know what our orders are.
All right, fine. If you guys want to die, that's fine. That's up to you. Totally fine. Whatever.
Gemma sees the guards totally ignore Thane, so she loses a couple layers and then walks over towards Thane as seductively as possible. She's definitely performing for the guards, and their heads do turn as she walks by. But she goes over to you. Oh, what happened?
Well, looks like this robot exploded, and these ass hats over here probably couldn't even tell the difference between a geostationary chromosphere and a Coriolis dampener, and so this whole damn thing's gonna blow up.
Oh, no, that's not good. Oh, could one of you big strong men come over and help him with this? I don't want to explode. They think they're good looking too, so they go over to try and show off for her. What are we doing here? What can we do?
All right, we gotta pull the arm off this right now. Here, you hold this. Don't drop it. If you drop it, we're all dead.
As soon as the guards leave, a martini drops onto his table by a waiter. And then as the waiter moves, I'm perfectly in line, sitting at the bar, looking over at him from his table. If I can get his attention as he grabs the drink, I'm just going to give a little sup. Kind of like
All
a
right.
nod up.
This be a perform. So you're trying to seduce again, just like
yeah,
Gemma did.
uh-huh.
All right.
Well, I got an 8.
It ain't bad.
You are looking pretty easy on the eyes, so you do catch his eye, and he lifts up the martini and kind of holds it up to you.
And I hold the one that I've been drinking up.
He kind of motions for you to come
Sometimes
over.
you wanna go. That's what your Muppet Cheers, right?
Norm! No. So,
And then Norm walks in.
yeah. George went, actually. They froze his body and thought it out in the future.
Hey, Norm, how you doing?
Actually, it's a robot Norm, and every station has one now.
Yeah.
They say the universe is infinite, but I bet my bar tab could give it a run for its money. How about a beer?
That's exactly
Was
a
that Norm Wayne?
That's a Norm line right there. All right, so he motions for you to come over and join him at his table.
Okay, I definitely do. And I sit on the side of him closest to his wrist bracelet.
Okay.
Tag has been successfully put on, I notice.
Yes.
Hey, seen you around these parts before. Always wanted to catch your eye. Think you can keep up? And then I drain my entire martini, which is actually water.
Nice.
Is this coffee break, Spencer?
Sexy Isaac is coffee break Spencer.
He gives you kind of a coy smile, and he is definitely looking you up and down and maybe undressing you a little bit with his eyes. So
Okay.
he playfully picks up his drink and gives you one more look before he drains his glass as well.
Who has the box right now? The decoy.
Gemma has put it in the back room for you where the waiters are. So you know where it's at now.
I'm
The
gonna
back-
go back there.
and get the box.
Yes.
Is Hondo around?
He can be watching from the back.
You need time to do that hack.
I do. I'm trying to figure out how to do it. Is it something that I interface with my data pad?
Yes, the tag would make that possible as well.
I hold up 2 fingers to the same bartender that served me before. One more of these and one more of those.
The bartender starts preparing it.
Okay.
He starts pouring water in your glass.
Let's see if the guy notices that. All he's noticing right now is the hot young thing
The Isaac
that's
smolder.
paying attention to him.
That bought him a drink at 10 in the morning.
Or it might be late depending on his time that he's working.
Oh,
Sure,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
space. Who
It's
knows?
Vegas.
Yeah, who even knows?
There's a lot of
Exactly.
stars in this sector. Any one of them could be. his
So I start
daytime.
talking to him and I say, so what brings you to the station? As I'm pulling out my data pad on my thigh. And then with skilled hands that have done this numerous times before, I begin the hacking process on the bracelet.
So I'm going to say the difficulty is going to be a 9 because you're trying to suppress a system, and it's an especially sensitive system because it's for security.
Okay.
He's like, like to get away from the rigors of my life, put off all my cares, meet new people.
Someone like you, I can't imagine you have a care in the world.
You'd be surprised. Well, right now, my interests are a certain young man sitting right next to me.
This is so
Guys, I love
funny
this. This is
between
Yeah. Spencer and Josh. Yes.
Roll to see how you hack.
Okay.
the moment of truth.
No pressure.
Oh,
Gotta be
how does 12 sound?
Yep, you are successful, and it hacks. There's only a momentary blink of the light on both the bracelet and the pad on the side of the box. That shows that the system was interrupted.
So I put the data pad away as soon as I get the notification that it's successful.
Okay.
Well, don't let my age fool you. I'm quite experienced.
Thane holds back throwing up.
You're actually out there still with the guards, making them hold stuff.
Yep. Oh yeah. They're
And
With
Gemma
Gemma,
is still
yeah.
batting her eyelashes, just trying to stand there and look pretty.
Where is the box in relation to him?
So it's actually right next to him on the table.
Oh.
On the table?
Yes.
Okay. Then I turn myself so that I can get closer to him and try to get him to look away from where the box is. And my hand goes in my pocket where my data pad is. Okay, so as I'm looking at him, I put my arm up on my cheek when my ring is there,
Yes.
and I say, I wonder if our drinks are ready yet.
Hondo gets your new drinks and starts walking over.
With the box?
Yeah, I have the box with me.
Cool.
Drinks on the tray, and I'm
All right.
holding the box underneath the tray. And I have my cloth right there.
Oh, like a draped over cloth. Okay. See if he notices. He's pretty into what's going on with Isaac right now.
Yeah, I think he would be.
As Hondo sets the drinks down, I grab mine and instantly just slam it down.
Okay.
And then look at
Shoba Hidalgo.
I look at Shoba and like kind of cock an eyebrow.
He returns an equally handsome grin to you
Uh-huh.
and also drinks.
Okay, as he's drinking,
Mhm.
I hit the button on my data pad and activate the fire alarm.
And Hondo is saying, "Oh, what a mess! Excuse me." And he puts the tray down, and as he puts the tray down, he grabs the box and switches the boxes.
Okay. Make a sneak check.
It ain't no stealth. It's a sneaky. Got a 9 plus my sneak is a 1, and then what is my attribute for this?
Probably dexterity.
So I got a little 10.
You guys hear the fire alarm go off. He almost noticed.
Like a 9.
You got a 9.
Yes.
He's very protective of that box, but right now you guys did a pretty good job of getting him
I like
distracted.
to see like he's about to look over, but then Isaac like leans in real close.
Right? Shoba stands up and he grabs his box
Mhm.
immediately and holds it to him. Now the fake box.
And I walk past Karen and slide her the box.
Do you? Okay. He puts a hand out to you
Okay.
and he hands you something.
Okay, I take it and I say, always when I'm close to getting one of the good ones, huh?
He's like, well, let's not let this be our only encounter.
Okay.
And the thing he handed you was like his room code.
I take it and then get up and go the opposite direction as him.
We should all show up. Hey, slumber party!
Surprise!
And as he walks out, he does this snap, and the guards, they look at him, and then they look at Gemma, and then they look at Thane, and they just throw down whatever Thane gave them to handle. And they're like, clean this up, and then they like go off to
Whoa,
to
whoa, whoa, whoa,
be
whoa!
his guards. Thane, you were just kidding about that whole blow up thing, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, definitely.
Well, let's get
Can
to
I have
hell.
fixed the robot though?
Yes! It's going to take longer to fix it than just what you have right now. So Gemma's like, let's get the pieces then. So she just grabs a bunch of the pieces, and you grab a bunch of the pieces. And,
You grab the
Alright.
robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and make for the ship.
It's under your arm like a big bulky mannequin.
There's fire alarms going. Everybody's kind of rushing around places. So it's going to be pretty easy for you guys to disappear into the crowd. You're pretty sure that Shoba Hidalgo was going to his ship or whatever as well because of the fire alarm.
Hondo made sure to stash some clothes on the ship. So he's not going to wear this waiter outfit the whole
time.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys get to her ship. It's a pretty good sized ship, actually. New paint job to make it all red. On the side, the name on it is the Orang Medan. He's like, "Welcome aboard."
Old cherry red.
You guys get on the ship. The ship pulls away from the station and takes off. You guys have successfully escaped the Stella Ring station. Once Gemma has made sure that you're not being followed by somebody, She pulls out the black box herself, and
Is it just big enough for us, or does she have like a major crew? Or
no? She's got a crew as
Okay.
well. It's probably not as big of a crew as you would probably need to run a ship like this,
Okay.
but they manage.
and we meet in the Star Trek Next Generation briefing room
Yay!
With
off the side of the bridge.
off the side of the bridge
Yes.
with the box
As
there
the
on the
stars
table.
are passing by
Uh-huh,
in
yep.
the background. Yeah.
What the hell's in this thing?
You're like, well, let's take a look. So she opens the box.
Does it open?
It takes a little bit of there's a lock on it or whatever. You guys work on it. She opens the box, pulls something out, but it looks like it's also black, but it's smaller and it's got some electronic things around on the sides of it.
Should we do sanity checks
Sanity check.
for this
Yeah.
black box?
It's
Black
so
box.
crazy. There's some like weird holographic panels and things and a kind of a button on it. So she puts it down on the table. She pushes the button and takes a step back. A hologram is projected above the box. It's a hologram that Isaac immediately recognizes as his father.
Oh my god.
And that's where we'll end.
Thank you for listening to episode 25 of Tales of Nowhere. And we'd like to offer a special thanks to Kevin Crawford, the creator of Stars Without Number. These episodes obviously wouldn't be possible without him, but he did allow us to use the revised edition rules before they were officially in print to record these episodes. So we wanted to make sure we said how grateful we were for that. And hopefully you guys are enjoying this little glance into the Stars Without Number revised edition. I know that the beginning of this episode was quite a bit of setup, not only in terms of the universe, but in terms of the Cafe Nowhere dinner menu and what we look like and where we are, all of that stuff. I think moving forward, we'll have to tweak the dinner menu slightly. It'll stay the exact same as far as the fans are concerned, but the way it'll be implemented will be slightly different. And I think it'll make for a more enjoyable campaign. Sorry you guys have to wait so long to figure out what I'm talking about, but we've got to make sure all the kinks are worked out because things could get pretty crazy. If you've got any feedback for us, especially with that Cafe Nowhere dinner menu stuff, feel free to email us at mail, M-A-I-L, @talesofnowhere.com. You can also find us on Twitter under the handle @nowherepodcast. Oh, and another quick reminder, the contest is still going on through January 15th. We are giving away 3 runner-up prizes of dice sets, 1 second-place prize of a 3D printed Infinity Trigger and a dice set, and the grand prize, a 3D printed Infinity Trigger, along with a dice set and your very own Savage Worlds game book. The 3D printed Infinity Triggers are provided by Quantum Face Tech. We'd like to thank him again for providing those. They are super cool, and he had a couple extra ones made up for fans. There are 3 ways to enter the contest. You can like or share one of our Tales of Nowhere posts on Facebook, retweet one of our tweets, still cannot say that sentence without feeling weird, retweet one of our tweets on Twitter, that's even worse, or use the hashtag Tales of Nowhere. All of those things will get you 1 entry each. But there's also the wildcard entry, which is worth 3, and that's just promoting the podcast in some way that I didn't think of. If you like the podcast enough to tell people about it, send me an email with a link to whatever you did or a picture of whatever you did, whether it's a piece of fan art or a post on like Reddit or something. Send an email to mail, M-A-I-L, @talesofnowhere.com with the info, and we'll get you 3 entries into our contest. Again, it runs through January 15th, and the winners will be announced on the January 17th episode. The opening and closing theme songs were done by composer Sean Jackson, and the rest of the music was composed by the incredibly hardworking and talented John Good. You can find more of his music on SoundCloud under the name Burn7. After last week's behemoth outro, I'm glad to get under the 3-minute mark here. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and look forward to more Stars Without Number next week. Bye, everybody.